Dear all, my name is Oluwamuremide and you're welcome to my channel. I film about faith, lifestyle, and entertainment. Please subscribe if you haven't, turn on your notifications bell, and let's enjoy this ride with me. Love is in the air, and I really don't know how to feel about it. I'm joking, okay? I love Valentine's Day. I love everything about the season, the period, right? Even as a single person, trust me, I do love Valentine. Number one, because of my mom. My mom has made it like a culture where she gives me gifts. Like over the past years, she gives me gifts on Valentine's Day. This I don't know if you can see this ice cream red thingy behind me. She gifted me eight like couple of years back, and when she's not around or when we're not together, she sends money. All right. At number two, I've also made it like a point of duty to gift my single friends, like at least those that I am with or those around me. I've made it a point of duty to gift them things on Valentine's Day, just for us to hang out and be cool and enjoy that day. Third reason is that I love to live vicariously through my friends' relationships, those that are in relationship, and they post about it. It's always beautiful to see what and how like they write their notes and everything. Is just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful to see. So yeah, I do love this season. But the season, the period is all about love, and sometimes people have made us, to question, okay, what is this love? We see how some people can start out lovey-dovey, and then in the middle, everything is just sour, rates of divorces and stuff, broken homes. It's just so rampant nowadays. And oh, well, what do you want the single lady to think? What do you want us to think? What do you want us to feel like? And then some people would, say they say it on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but we see like screenshots of it, like or comments. People make comments like, your those that are close to you are there. Can't you see their relationships? Why are you making celebrities the standard? I don't think this just has to do with celebrities. I think that a couple of people are suffering and smiling around. I think that it's not just celebrities. I think that around broken marriages is such a thing now, right? And it's just so crazy, and you can't really, of course, as a single person, there's no way it will not get to you. Like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? What are you doing? Things like that, right? And I won't lie, to be fair, I've considered being polling once. If I had a period where I said no, I'm polling for over 6 months, kept saying it. Even if maybe close to a year, I kept saying it. I'm polite and and stuff. But that's just me being me and just jokes and stuff. But thank God for the Holy Spirit who is able to teach us from left from right, and who is able to tell us what the real standard is. So I do know that marriage is a foundation for expansion, for heritage, and for God's counsel to be mounted, to be predominant upon the earth. Raising a godly family, raising godly children is God's God wants that. It is um in the will of God, right? Here is what I've noticed in that causes a break in relationship. Here are also the things that There are also the things that I feel are important in, even as a single person, and you're thinking on you're waiting, but yet you're learning, right? You're learning on how these things would be. So I feel like we can also understand, we can take time to think about this if you're single as well. I think that number one is purpose. I feel like purpose is key. People might say it's underrated and that you figure out things when you're together and stuff, but I feel like no. Like I said, can two work together except they agree? These are things that you talk about even as singles. These are things that you talk about even in place of courtship, so that you can know can we work together and stuff. I feel like people just rush into things these days, especially expecting to be able to wing it when they get into it, but unfortunately they're not able to wing it, right? Because this is a question of one person's desire, one person's body, one person's passion. We are supposed to be able to merge. We are supposed to be able to work together. But people are working on different pods that can't compromise, that can't fit into each other. And that's a problem, I think. Secondly, is the willingness. I see people not being able to work, people not being willing to work things out. I follow a lot of channels. I listen to, celebrities, especially, outside the country, and you see where the problem is. Like every little itch, every little scratch, every little, aches. In fact, people stop doing marriage because they're bored. They just be like, "Oh, 5 years is enough. I can't go further." That's crazy. I don't know about you, but I think that's crazy. I feel like people are losing the willingness to work things out. I feel like people should understand that marriage goes beyond you. It is a vow. It is a commitment before men, before God. People will joke that I bought Ashwebi to come to your wedding. You're not saying that you've broken up or you're getting divorced. So maybe you should refund me, right? It shows that people came, people traveled. It's beyond just both of you. It's God. It's a vow between God, between you guys, in the face of God, in the face of men, and to make things worse, children are born into these situations and they have to roll with it, and then you get a broken child from such situations, and such a broken child is even very rampant in the Western society. Such a broken child replicates such brokenness, and it's just crazy and worrisome. Personality development to some extent. Okay, firstly, I've heard so many channels talk about how that all this choleric, sanguine temperaments, and they just talk about it as if it's nothing, as if no. I feel like yeah, temperaments differ. There are melancholics, there are sanguine natures, there are choleric natures, right? People do have these things, people do possess it, and I feel like you say that those are just things from the pit of hell, that they have God nature and they can make things work. I think that, well, maybe we're not leading them right. Now, people who by nature can work together, I I don't know, you won't be there to be settling their fights. They can't merge things. Of course, now there is now a place where, truthfully, if you have so then deem it fit to, work together, you have to make it work. So compromise maybe, and to understand that it's sometimes you have to, that's nature. If it's being complained about, you have to work on it. You have to work on it. You have to submit that nature into God's standard, right? To build a godly home. The next one would be to keep loving. I find that people stop loving, people stop caring for each other. It's not the lovey-dovey we see at the beginning that you see in the middle, that you see at the end, right? It's people stop loving, people stop caring, and that's crazy. A comedian said recently on a show that I saw, and he said the same thing. He said, you have to keep finding reason to love. He said, when I met my wife, best believe that I saw, he saw the front, he saw the back, and I was like, yeah, yeah, a very kind of woman. He said, yeah, this is the wife I'm going to be with. This is the person I'm going to do life with, right? But they got married, she had their first child, and her body began to change. And he said that he did tell her that, I would still like to see what I saw in the first place. But he also made mention of an interesting point. He said, you have to find new reasons to love. Okay, at the start, you fell for the figure and stuff like that. That's great. But now she is the mother of your children. to love her for that. Find reasons to love her for that. Then I feel like I'm talking to singles and those married now. Then it said that, okay, you know what? Um, she's having grandchildren now and stuff, and she's caring for her grandchildren and stuff. Well, that's another reason to what a grandmother. Find another reason to love her. Okay, now she's a woman in business. Oh, awesome. Another reason to love her. Like, as you go on, do you find other reasons to love, to keep loving? Know what I'm saying? I feel I don't want to go into relationship, oh God, but I do feel that in our generation, most people are stuck in their fantasies, right? It's the brain they had towards love as a child that they carried into their teenage years, that they carried into their married life. And then, you know, as your fantasy, you want the artist girl, you want the whatever girl and stuff, the raining girl. And they keep wanting that even in your married life. I think that your fantasies should grow. If you used to fantasize on your wife being skinny and stuff. Well, you're married now. Maybe your fantasies should change to you guys walking down your beach house with that same person. Change your fantasy as a married person. You can't be stuck with long legs and stuff and stuff. Well, this is your reality now. Build your fantasy to it. How about vacations? How about travels? I feel like when you start seeing that, when your appetite towards these things change, then you can change. I don't know if you get what I said. I don't even know if I get what I said. Preparing enough, like I said, I feel like most people just wing it now. No, it's just like, we were on sets together. I do chemistry and this, that, and that's all. Like, there's no preparation on, okay, aside from this chemistry, how do I become a wife? As apart from being a girlfriend, how do I become a wife? You prepare for these things ahead, kind of like, okay, apart from being a wife, how do I become a mother? How do I merge? I feel like these are the things that we should, even as singles, even think while we sit down and wait upon the Lord. Okay, apart from being uh, um a wife, how do I become a mother? How do I balance a mother? Being a mother to being a wife. What do I do as a mother? What do I do as a wife? I feel like you have to be mentally ready for these things. It's not just as it comes. You have to be mentally ready. You know, several issues. Being a mother in itself, postpartum. I feel like you have to be ready for these things. If it so happens, how do I do it? How do I take care? How do I still ensure that my husband is satisfied, my home is intact? How do I ensure that I am there for my wife and stuff? I think it's something you can read about and start preparing about. Like I said, these things, when you start preparing for them, your fantasies change from just being or the man of the girls to being a good father, right? Lastly, communication is very key. If you don't have to wait till you bust, something annoys you, talk about it. You don't like how this person is. Sometimes, truthfully, they don't know that they're doing it. Talk about it. Talk about this thing that hurts you. People think that you keep bottling it up, just take it in like a champ. No, I feel like people don't talk enough about their differences, and so they bust. They feel like, oh, but you did it yesterday, you did it, but I can't take it no more. How about you tell the person where you can change? How about you tell the person that I really don't feel happy when the toothpaste is divided into two in the tube? I like it. Press it from down. I mean, you know, I like the towel folded. I like the house neat. I feel like these things should be communicated. And you know what communication is? It's talking and having a feedback. So, in you who is being spoken to, you're thinking about what to do and how to be better. Most importantly, I think that marriage is a two-way thing. It takes two to tango. Can two work together except they agree? And that in itself tells us where the problem lies because you're not in the heart of the person. You don't know how this person is thinking and stuff. And humans can be very, very unpredictable. sometimes we can't prepare enough. There are some things that are just beyond your power that you'd be like, oh, you know what? Jesus, take the wheel. I can't, right? God will teach you how to, you know, go about it and walk through it by His grace, which is important. People keep leaving God out of their, these factors, and you can tell why it's not working, right? So, yeah, my fellow single, God does make everything beautiful in His own time, but while we wait, yeah, we can learn, we can start to work on these things. And to the married folks, I wish you bliss, and those in a relationship as well. I wish you a blissful, union and stuff. God bless you. Anyways, that's my time. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Prayers, hugs, and kisses.